Hi guys, yes, welcome back again. We have given you, or rather I have given you red flags in a relationship, or here are a few tips on how to approach those red flags in a relationship. Now, taking care of yourself, self-care should be your top priority. It's like taking care of yourself, choosing yourself first should be your top priority. The moment you have taken care of yourself, you are good on the outside and the inside, then you can give love in a very healthy way. You can be in a healthy relationship. But if all this here, inside, outside, is a mess, then you can't give what you don't have. So if you are in a relationship and some red flags are stirring up that you recognize and you do not know how to approach them, based on my research, here are ways you can approach red flags. And this is not a clinical review, this is not a therapist report. I am not a therapist, I am not a psychologist, I am just having a conversation. Okay, now if you're a psychologist or you're a therapist and you can see this video, please, anything to help or anything to do to help, your comments will be appreciated. Please drop your comments on, you can add to these tips that I put on here. Most of what I am dishing out are research. They are not clinically proven. It's not a doctor's report. Okay, if you have problems and you know that you need help, please seek help. See a psychologist, see a therapist, get help. The first step to approaching red flags is acknowledging your needs. Self-care is the greatest thing that you can do for yourself as a person. Put yourself first, acknowledge your needs. I'm not saying you shouldn't compromise. Compromise in a healthy relationship doesn't come at the expense of your happiness. So when you realize that you're compromising and it's beginning to affect your happiness, please acknowledge your needs. Acknowledge what you want, what your needs are, and focus on them. Another way or another step to approaching red flags is communication. Communication is at the center of healthy relationship dynamics, right? So sometimes your partner is unaware of how their actions affect you as a person. So now, in this instance, it will be very good to communicate your feelings clearly and openly and let your partner know that. The way you let your partners know that the way their actions are, or the way the things they do, make you feel a certain way. Oh, when you do this is how it makes me feel. Communicate your feelings openly. That's all I'm just trying to say. Communicate. Talk about it. Another step to approaching red flags is not being overly emotional. Now, nobody's saying you shouldn't have feelings or express your feelings. But when you are trying to express your feelings, you have to use the right emotional regulation skills to avoid being irrational or behaving irrationally and triggering some irrational responses, especially for people who are very impulsive. So it will be best to calm down and express your feelings in a way that it doesn't hurt the other person as well, especially if the person is unaware of what's going on. So now it will be best to talk about it, but in a very cool and calm environment. So what I'm saying is, don't talk about it when you're still in the heat of your emotions. You tend to come off as an attacker rather than someone who's actually defending themselves from their partner's actions. So it will be best for you to be calm and then talk about your feelings, how this person's actions made you feel. Another step is be honest with yourself. It is one thing to identify a problem, and then it is another thing to acknowledge that problem you identified is causing so much damage. And now, in conflict resolution, both parties have to be open and honest to each other for them to come to a resolution, come to a conclusion. So now, if as a person you have acknowledged, or as a couple you have acknowledged that this is what the problem is, and you are willing to work on that problem, it'd be best for you to be open about it and lay all your cards on the table. But the moment you identify a problem, oh, your partner is always doing this person is always doing this person is always doing this, after you guys quarrel about it, and then you now run back, you now, how do you say it, you now make up without addressing the problem. No, without addressing the chicken in the room. The chicken will come back as a crocodile, and then it comes back bigger and better than before. And then you don't address it. You've identified that there's a problem, you know what the problem is, and then you don't keep addressing it. That crocodile is going to become an elephant, and then it will cause irreparable damage. So identify the problem, be honest with yourself, be honest with yourselves, and walk through it. Know when to leave a relationship, know when it's time to end it, know when it's time to walk away. Because it is very important to identify when a relationship is becoming destructive. Not all relationships are meant to last. Yes, I know, I understand. It's a very hard pill to swallow. But knowing the importance of when to leave a relationship is the greatest act of self-care one can give oneself. So you cannot reach your full potential if you're stuck in a relationship that is constantly draining your energy. You're not gonna have any more left. So if you are in any kind of abusive relationship, seek help. Know when to walk away. Know when to walk away. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my videos. I hope you guys love them. Please drop a few comments for me. Tell me what you think. Watch the other video on red flags and impute your comments. Tell me the ones that you think I missed, and I would love to see your comments. I really love seeing your comments. They keep me motivated all the time. Thank you so much for your support. I am not a psychologist, people. Please, I am not a psychologist. I am just talking about things that need to be talked about. Sharing my opinions, all of that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have more topics you want me to talk about, please drop it in the comments. As usual, I am expecting all your responses. Thank you so much. This is Adulting 101 with Letty signing out. Peace, love, and avocado. One love, my people. One love.